AJ, do you think there's hope for Star Child?
There is no hope, Brian.
No
I'm
hope.
sorry to say.
But
There's no hope.
all
No,
of
there
our
is hope,
dreams
Brian.
are coming true.
There is hope. And that is, you're getting way ahead of yourself. The hope is that there is a great little demo you can go play on, I don't know which one it was. I think it was Volume 2. And yeah, go play the Star Child demo and just look at the greatness that could have been.
And that's the extent of it, huh? That's we're never going to see that again. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, well then, okay, let's put that aside then. There's got to be hope for Folia, dear father. It's going to be a great Halloween.
You're setting yourself up for disappointment over and over.
Dude, that's all I've been doing for the last 5 years. And guess what? I'm always disappointed, and that's totally fine.
Not according to my sources, Brian. Sounds like you're going to have a great December.
Your source is me. Wait,
shut up, man! Don't tell them that.
According to my sources, it's like
I'm trying to keep my sources safe. Okay.
it's like cats. You should hear what Brian told me. Oh man, we should start the show. This is PSVR GamesCast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We bring it to you live right here on YouTube because that's what live means. It means we do it live. And if you're watching this right here, right now, it's live. Well, if you're watching this later, this message is going to be totally irrelevant. But don't forget, you can also check us out over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all sorts of YouTube, all sorts of streaming services of your choice if you don't like doing this on YouTube. Plenty of podcast services. My name is Brian Paul from the show right here, PSVR Without Parole. And this guy to my right, my partner in crime, AJ from the Underground, PSVR Underground.
What is up, Brian? What is up, Game Cats? I see you there, Defunct Bomb Bro. Ash VR, the groovy Game Cat. Hashtag Game Cat it up, people.
Did we keep the cat? What happened?
Monday. Happy final week, Brian, of spooky season.
Stop being sad. We should be happy.
We are happy, Brian, because there's a ton of shit going down, and we are here to tell you all about it and hopefully make your Monday suck just a little bit less.
That's right. And making our Monday suck just a little bit less is Death Lee, the subterranean death cat.
Yeah.
Ooh, so much evil.
Yes.
A Canadian $15 tip.
I love that. I love the picture that he has with like the gerbil, and it's like a gerbil head, and it's like, rah. It's great. Love it.
He says, it's been so long since I was able to be home in time for a live show. I am still around, just lurking in the shadows, watching. And thank you very much. We're happy to hear that you're here.
You stay in your shadows. We'll take care of business. Don't come out into the light. Get burned.
Guys, just as we get the show started, make sure that if you're looking for somebody to play Beat Saber with, there's a lot of cats over on our Discord that are looking to play. We've got multiplayer meetups happening every single Sunday. We've got questions of the day happening. We've got the PSVR release schedule to keep up to date so you never have to wonder when games are coming out. If we know, then you know, usually. One-stop shop, man. If you want to hang out and join our Discord, links in the description down below.
You should do it. A lot of cool people in there. A lot of people all the time as well.
A lot of cool people and me.
Yeah, exactly. But that's okay because we just treat you kind of like a moderator. Like you're just there to kind of make sure everything's going, and then you leave, and then the real fun begins, right, cats?
I feel as though I'm tolerated, and that's the extent of it. Nice. All right, man. Well, we got a lot of news to talk about today. Let's get this show rolling with a little tease from Survios. Man, it's
a weird one. This is a weird one.
Right. The news story is that they tweeted, quote, something new has been cooking at Survios, and with cuffing season right around the corner, we cannot wait to get romantic with you. Now, AJ, did you know what cuffing season was before this tweet? Because I didn't.
Of course. I'm not some degenerate that had to Google it or anything. I have Associate of Science degree in Computer Information Systems. I should know these things.
You should. Do you?
No, I didn't know what it
No.
means. I had to Google it.
I didn't think so. Yeah.
And yeah, it's basically what is the literal the literal definition is cuffing season refers to a period of time where single people begin looking for short-term partnerships to pass the colder months of the year. Cuffing season usually begins in October and lasts until just after Valentine's Day. So it's basically, yeah, go ahead.
Is somebody counting change at your house? Because it just sounds like there's like just a coin machine going constantly.
I got a bunch of money gnomes, man. Let them do their work.
No, this actually goes on to a theory. I always had this theory before I even knew that there was an official name for it. Was that when the months get cold, like your exes come out of the woodwork, people start looking for relationships because no one wants to be single during the winter months. Everyone wants to be single when they go out to the beach and like in the warmer months and they've got their gym body like good and ready to go. They want to go out and like have fun and be crazy during the warm months. Then during the cold months, they want to kind of settle down and stay inside and watch movies and with a warm fire and like hot cocoa and another person. It's like, and that's how kind of how I operate too. And so I never knew there was a name for it though, which is crazy.
I think I'm the opposite of that. I typically always go into the darkness during the holidays. Maybe that's probably just me, but.
I don't know. I mean, I've been single for like 7 years straight now, so it's like I don't think I have a cuffing season. Ash VR, the groovy game cat, with a $2 tip says Dreams has put me in the Halloween spirit, and rightfully so, man. Dreams is killing it with the Halloween spirit. Spooky games and the Ghost Train. Scott Jesco, future past Scott Jesco, PSN Harry Fella game cap for life. £2 donation says hashtag higher AJ. Let's see if Brian misses my tip today. Whoa. I did it before it even showed up on the screen. That's right. I'm on top of my game today. You can't get me. I'm the gingerbread man. That's right, yo.
I love how his donations. There was the whole higher AJ movement where which has been going great, by the way. Thank you guys so much for the support.
It was fun while it lasted. Yeah.
We are. We are working towards our goal, and it's great. But I love how Scott Jesco in particular, his turned into his devolved. It went from higher AJ to high AJ to get AJ high to let's get AJ high. Oh, I just thought that was funny, man. Totally lost the meaning of all things. We're like, what are we trying to do with AJ again? Like a month from now, who's AJ?
But getting back to the topic, I suppose, was this all started because of Survios' tweet, and so they're basically saying they're teasing something new, and they say now, and I don't know if they're trying to say that they want the tweet said they want to get romantic with us. Does that mean that has something to do with the game that they're about to show off, or does that have more something to do with just the season in which they're showing it off? Do you have any thoughts on this? Yeah, that's the
weird part. That is definitely the weird part about this is that, let's see, something new has been cooking at Survios, and with cuffing season around the corner, we cannot wait to get romantic with you. Yeah, I don't know. Is Survios going into adult visual novels now in VR?
I hope so. I'd be back on the Survios train in a heartbeat if that happened.
Some people might need that kind of thing, that kind of experience in their life, and that's all good. But
especially if it's like Doki Doki Literature Club, man. Poof. If it's anything like that in VR, sign me the fuck up.
But anyways, I don't know, man. I mean, to me, it sounds like it sounds like they're playing off of the theme of cuffing season, and that they might actually have some kind of romance game. I don't know. That would be super weird. Yeah. But, it's whatever. There's people of all types that like all sorts of games and experiences. And I just want to know what the gameplay is.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get excited about a Survios announcement right now. I do feel like, again, I know I say this ad nauseum, but I do feel as though they've got something big in the works for the launch of PSVR 2 or soon after, and that for the last little while, we've been seeing their smaller games. Puzzle Bobble is an example. Obviously, Creed's an example. Not that these are bad games by any stretch, but that Battle Wake was just more shallow sort of arcade games that they can sort of pump out a little bit faster and make a few bucks on. And I do think that if they're about to announce something new, if they're teasing something, that they're about to announce it long before we're going to see the PSVR 2, which means it's probably going to be another one of these small games. That's my guess.
If they show something that looks awesome, I'll be super excited about it for the most part. As long as but I said that, and I stand by what I said in that there's been at least like 4 or 5 times in a row now where I'm saying Survios is going to have that game. They're going to come back out and make that game and be out on top again. And they have disappointed me over and over and over. And I really want to believe that they are going to be like this huge, have this huge presence in the VR scene. But they got to prove it to me at this point. Puzzle Bobble was really underwhelming. Like you said, Battle Wake was a lot of fun, but it was a puddle deep. And Walking Dead Onslaught was a train wreck at launch.
Onslaught, yeah.
And there's no, what's the point of getting excited at this point? I will get excited when they show it, and I will gladly support their games or whatever and say how awesome they are when they give me something to do so with.
You know what's funny? When I was trying to list Survios games, Onslaught didn't even come to mind. And they're not. They didn't say they're teasing a new game. So what if they've gone back and corrected Onslaught and they decide to make it multiplayer? And that's where the romance element comes in. It's like like bring people together sort of thing. And I mean they could. I think they could
That would be
potentially
great.
save Onslaught if they did that.
Yeah, I think that would be huge because it was a game designed around being a co-op game, and then had the co-op taken out, and then was hardly adjusted for that. So.
Yeah.
It's surprising how co-op has become like one of the most demanded things out of games. Every game that comes out, people go, "This is amazing. How about some co-op?" And like that really surprises me, considering how many co-op games there were that just floundered, like that didn't do well at all. That had no strong player bases. It was basically Rec Room, Firewall, Alvo, and like a couple other games. I think Star Trek Bridge Crew had people for a while, But it's never been like a huge thing that's shown that it can sustain itself. So it's funny to me that it's so highly requested, but I don't know. We shall see.
Josh76 says, "No, please don't give us more Onslaught. Just let it go away." Yeah, I can see that too. Kind of just move on
to their credit, I liked the update to Onslaught. I think the game is still like. It's like the best way to describe it is like a campaign, like pieces of cardboard that are like stapled together, and that's kind of like how it's held together. But I really did appreciate some of the updates that they did to the game. At least they made some of the core gameplay and the feeling of the gameplay a lot better. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens here. Like I said, I'm sticking to my stance of now they have to prove it to me because I haven't been impressed.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And dude, this conversation that you brought up about co-op games and how highly requested it is. I feel like we could have this discussion for an hour because this has been on my mind a lot lately. But let's kind of shelve that and get back to it at another time because we've got other news stories we need to talk about.
Yes, some unfortunate Halloween news. Luckily, Halloween's going to be great, but a game that we were really looking forward to. We've got some unfortunate news and update about it, but there's a good twist to it. And that is Do Not Open will not be coming out on Halloween. And it's not coming out sooner than that. Which, Brian, I don't know if you recall, we were on the phone not too long ago, and I was like, why is Do Not Open not promoting their game? Like, why are they not showing it? They're talking about other games. They're clearly there, but they're not showing their own. And I was like, something is really wrong. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I'd rather them delay it than for it to be an absolute train wreck of a game. And there's some good news tacked onto this if you want to go into that.
Yeah, I talked to these guys who they've gone through a few different name changes recently. Like they originally were Quasar Dynamics, I think, and then they changed their name to Unreality. And that lasted for like a week, and then now they're Nox Noctis. But I talked to them yesterday, and I said, "Hey, any updates on your game? It's supposed to be coming out on Halloween, which is a Sunday, which is really strange. Like, how the hell is your game coming out on a Sunday? Will it be out the following prior Friday or the following Monday? How's that all going to work?" And they were like, "Hey, we do have an update coming, and unfortunately, it's not going to make it out for Halloween. They've got new partners for distribution and new partners in terms of it sounds like the game itself, and so it sounds like a couple big things that they're doing. If you're talking about the improved distribution, I mean, I could totally see this. This is 100% just me speculating, but I could totally see them partnering up with Perp Games and doing a physical release, and so having like a bigger launch. They're
Oh yeah, like a physical release. Yeah, that'd be cool actually.
Yeah, and then they're doing and they also said that they're it sounds like they're just redoing the entire soundtrack to the game, and then beefing up the gameplay substantially. So even though it sounds like a negative thing, it sounds like if it was released on Halloween, we'd be getting more.
It'd be super forgettable. It'd be something half baked and not up to the standards, especially to how much you've been hyping this game up. God damn.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I've got my fingers
you have
crossed.
had high hopes for this game, and I'm like, dude, you might want to dial it back a little. I don't think it's as big of a game as you're hoping for, but this might help a little bit.
Actually, I don't think it's a big game, and this is obviously PlayStation Talents Initiative, and and seeing what other games that's funded. Invaders was a couple hours long. Neon Hat was a great concept, but kind of fell flat on its face. That needed about 3 more months in development minimum. But so we know that this is coming from a small team, and that's sort of why I think that they went the procedurally generated route, where they were like, well, we could make an escape room game that you play through once and you're done, or we could have something that's infinitely replayable, and every time you play it, it changes it up, but with fewer resources. So this whole randomization thing, they're going heavy on, I think. But anyway, to get to the actual news. They've got a new release date and details that will be announced in mid-November. I'm sure that they're going to tweet or say something this week to just be like, "Hey, sorry for the delay." So I don't know if we should have been the ones to announce this or not. But what the hell, man? It's like,
why wouldn't we be?
I
of
don't
course.
know.
Who else is gonna do it?
Yeah, I mean them, them. But let's hope.
We are the last of the PSVR Eakins, Brian.
That sounds so racist. PSVR.
You've never.
Eakins.
That movie is so good. You seriously need to watch that movie. It's so good.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time.
That soundtrack
talking about
alone is amazing.
Yeah.
There's the thing. There's so many games that come out and they're like, and you say this too sometimes. I'm just like, I like roll my eyes so hard because you're like, oh, you can replay The Impatient 6 times, and I'm like, who would want to do that? So I'm like, no, it is. There's a lot of games that say, oh, so but they're kind of blowing smoke most of the time.
Impatient was so terrible, man. Like replaying the first half of that game was the worst to get to the second half, which was mildly different sometimes. Oh, it's so bad. That's a bad example. I feel like I'm being misquoted big time here.
But anyways, I hope they actually design this in a way that is replayable, is fun to replay. Even Paranormal Activity has it's like some ways fun to replay, but it's like once or twice and you're done.
Yeah, I mean,
I really want that game that's like awesome to replay, really different experience every time. I don't think anybody's really mastered that yet.
No, I don't think so. And I have a hard time telling people, oh, it's infinitely replayable because there's a platinum trophy. It's like you're playing the same game over and over in different ways. No, it's got to be gameplay that forces you to go back and unlockables like Resident Evil 7 does so well. I'm not asking for anything to be on the level of Resident Evil 7, but you can certainly give us the unlockables that Resident Evil 7 offered. Every time you beat it, hey, here's another weapon that you start in a new game plus style mode. These aren't things that are asking a whole lot, right? Gatorade 23, the H2O despising game cat with a $10 tip says, just give me Resident Evil 1 in the Silent Hill series and I'll ask for nothing else. Thanks in advance, dudes.
I agree. I saw all your Silent Hill flexes in the Discord. It was great.
Yeah.
I've got the HD collection and they ruined it. So yeah, there's like no fog in Silent Hill 1 anymore. And I don't think it has Silent Hill 2 on it.
No, you got that backwards. Silent Hill, it's got Silent Hill 2 and 3, but for some reason it doesn't have 1. And the fog is like scaled back and it's way too sharp, and so you don't get the film grain effect like you should, and it ruins the whole effect. It feels like you're playing a Dreamcast game instead of like some gritty horror game.
They did the same thing. Devil May Cry collection looked terrible, and then the Metal Gear Solid collection doesn't have Metal Gear Solid 1. Come on, people, get it together.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it doesn't have Metal Gear Solid 1. No.
Oh, damn. The Legacy Collection
2,
3, has it.
It's got 2, 3, and then the PSP one.
Oh, yeah.
Peace Walkers.
Yeah, you want the Legacy Collection that has all the good stuff in it. It has even the MGS originals. MGS? No, that's
Anyways,
not
I
right.
digress.
MGX.
Um,
Hey man, we don't
all
need to
right,
talk
man.
about the news. We can just talk about fucking mid November. Expect something from Nox Noctis about Do Not Open in mid November. Again, that release date's probably next year at this point. So just shelve that one and figure out something else to play for Halloween, I guess.
I miss calling them Unreality. I like that name.
It was like a week. that was
Nox Noctis sounds like a bad Final Fantasy character. I think his name is Noctis, actually. Anyways, Brian, moving on. PulseCon 2021, Brian. I know you're a big fan of PulseCon.
I mean, I'm there every year, man.
That is a Hasbro convention that usually shows off toys, action figures. Am I going to offend some people if I call it toys, collectibles? But they show everything from like Ghostbusters Afterlife to I saw Power Rangers and a bunch of stuff. But one of these things that they showed, which came out of absolutely nowhere, big shout out to Just in Time BS for posting this in our Discord, by the way, was Transformers Beyond Reality, Brian. And it is a VR Transformers arcade game, kind of like a rail shooter that is coming winter 2021. And look, there's been some there's been some divisiveness over this game. So we wanted to have the great Transformers VR debate and talk about whether this is a good thing, a bad thing, or what. But to me, this is a huge deal that the Transformers IP is getting a VR game, and it's a PlayStation. Well, it's not necessarily a PlayStation exclusive because it's coming to Steam as well. But yeah, there's some mixed emotions, and I'm really excited to talk about this because I think that there's both some really good things about this, and I can see some bad things too.
Yeah, I mean, like just so everybody's on the same page, like, what's your history with Transformers? Have you been like a crazy ass fan?
Let's not go down that rabbit hole. That'll take me. I mean, how long? We don't have that long, Brian. Long story short, Transformers means a lot to me. I love Transformers, and dating from the cartoon to the toys. I didn't have a lot of toys growing up. I was allowed kind of like one per Christmas. And it sounds harsh. It's not that bad because I learned to appreciate those toys a lot more. And those toys would oftentimes be a Transformer. And I love the show, like I said, and I thought, the Michael Bay films kind of brought it back for a little bit until they went like really downhill real fast. But this is a huge, huge, huge franchise, whether you like it or not. It's a big deal. It's a lot of people are going to see, a lot of people that, may have PlayStation VRs, they will see, oh, Transformers. Whoa. Like, I got to get that no matter what. And so, yeah, I think it's a huge, huge deal. It's bigger. It's bigger than what I care about.
Yeah, Transformers, that wasn't that big of a deal to me, I guess. When I was a kid, it was just like, the cartoon was on. I'd watch it sometimes. I didn't know all the characters or anything like that. But I remember there being like a Commodore 64 game that I absolutely loved. There was a bad one and a good one. The good one was amazing, like one of the best games on Commodore. And then the bad one was just crap. And so there, I've sort of like delved in and out of the series throughout the course of the last 35 years, I guess. And
I forgot to mention the games too. Yeah, I forgot to mention the games.
Yeah, I mean, Devastation, I think, was the one that was made by Platinum Games.
Yes, I freaking love that game.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I thought it was okay. Again,
it was like 8. It was like 8 out of 10, but I loved it. Like, I really did love it because I love Platinum Games too. I've always loved their gameplay.
Yeah, that was during the time where I thought Platinum was really, really dipping in quality. Like they did a Turtles game that was kind of garbage. They had done some good things and some bad things. And it was like they had an A team and a B team, and Devastation was somewhere in the middle. I never finished it. I thought it was good, but it didn't stick with me.
The like War on Cybertron games were pretty dope too.
Well, and so yeah, and I mean, we talk about the movies, which was supposed to bring the whole franchise back, and it really did. It made everyone interested in Transformers. Like whatever your thoughts on the movies are, it doesn't matter. That brought it back into the spotlight for a while, and I thought the first one was great. The first Transformers movie was great. I don't know if I watched any of the other ones after that. It sounds like maybe I don't have to. So that's just kind of setting the stage here so that you guys understand, how much we care about this franchise. AJ obviously much more than me. But I mean, like looking at this trailer, like what are your expectations from this game? What do you think it's going to be?
So typically, I would see a rail shooter, it's kind of game, and I wouldn't be super excited. But it's Transformers, and to me, just like the movies, in a lot of movies, I like the experience of that kind of dumb fun experience where it's just big giant robots fighting each other and it looks cool and it's like I can be entertained by that. I at the very least just hope it's entertaining. And this is made by Metaphor, who made Time Machine VR, which I actually went and revisited, and it was pretty good. Like I have a lot more to play on it. I'm going to do a follow-up to this once I play it some more. But these guys have been doing, basically they did Time Machine in 2016. Now they've done location-based VR games for Transformers even for a long time now. And I've heard some pretty good things. So my guess is that they're going to take, my expectation is that they have experience, that they're going to take this direct feedback. Remember this direct feedback from people jumping in their game, their location-based VR games, and what they experience. They're going to take that feedback and use that to create an at-home virtual reality experience. So to me, it's kind of like 50-50. It could either be really cool and really well done by an experienced group, or it could just be a train wreck and a really boring, bland wave shoot or rail shooter that doesn't deliver the experience. But I'll be honest with you, I'm leaning towards hopeful that it's the former.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's being developed by Metaphor is a good thing because Time Machine was an early example of a quality VR game, and not a lot of people got it. It made some people motion sick, but I mean, I think that game is quality, and one of the many examples of we didn't know how good we had it back when PSVR first launched, and this was an early example of that. It was a pretty decent game, and I don't think we gave it enough credit for what it was. And so knowing that these guys actually have experience making home games is really reassuring. But then watching this trailer is very not assuring at all because it does look like a rail shooter. And normally that would be fine, but normally it would be fine if it looked like something like Archangel. Archangel is a beautiful mech-styled rail shooter. But that game succeeded for a variety of reasons, right? Archangel succeeded because it was absolutely beautiful. It's one of the best looking games on PSVR. The battle system, the combat system, was way deeper than it first looks on the surface, right? Now you're constantly
Sort of. It's not that deep, but
I mean,
but it is.
It's not just pew 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 pew
Right,
pew next
right.
level.
It's definitely more than that.
You have shields that you're bringing up, and that only lasts so often. So you're bringing up a shield as it's deteriorating. You're shooting with the other hand, and then you bring up another shield, and so it's this kind of back and forth dance. And I thought it was really really well done. It kept me interested from beginning to end. This looks more like Drone Striker. Drone Striker's a really.
I like Drone Striker. Thank you very much.
That's fine, but
that's the thing.
Drone Striker's a fine $6 game, and it had aim support. There's no way in hell this is gonna have aim support. I can't have a Transformers game come out and have it play like Drone Striker. That's unacceptable. It's Transformers, man. It's fucking Transformers.
I get it. But again, there's the hope for me is that there's the experience of kind of just it pushing you through this world. We're at the point now where, like I said, where we expect these deep gameplay experiences, these really highly interactive. But this is coming from a different angle of one of those, like I said, the location-based kind of VR experience kind of things. And it's probably not going to be very long, but there is a second part to that we need to get into. Drone Striker was kind of like you I played it. I don't know. I'm sure not everybody liked it, but I played it. I liked it a lot. It reminded me of 90s arcade rail shooters or 90s arcade light gun games.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, I played it for a couple hours and I was done with it, but I was satisfied with it. This having the Transformers IP name or Transformers name probably going to come with a little bit higher price tag to it.
But yeah, that's a problem.
It could be total garbage. I'm not saying that it's not going to be
Right.
because I don't really know until I play it. And looking at it, it looks like it has some simplicity to it. But again, it really doesn't have to do a whole lot to make me enjoy it. If it's this experience of me going through and getting to look at Cybertron and it looks really cool. If I get to be like on Earth watching Optimus Prime and Megatron and whoever battle it out. And then it takes me to Cybertron, and then I get to do like a little bit of a shooting mini game. Usually these haven't ended well, but if they do it right, that could be an acceptable, fun little time for me, a little bite-sized time. Do I want something more? Yeah, absolutely. But it was such a surprise to me that I was like kind of excited about it. Despite it being something that I would usually like scoff at.
Yeah. Real quick, a Hobbit with the £5 says, "Hi boys, not working tonight. # employ AJ." He's getting specific here. I like that.
Oh.
He says, "I'm losing interest in VR though because of no new games." Dude, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Play some Song of the Smoke, man. That'll get you right back into VR.
Did you play Song of the Smoke?
Yeah.
That's what I was about to ask.
But I mean,
Song of the Smoke was incredible. It came out like what, a week ago?
Yeah.
You are missing out, man.
Yeah, but if you're not into survival games or if like that's just a genre you despise, like I can totally see, man. Like, give it some time.
Right.
I think we're in for a wave of new games, and of course PSVR 2 soon to be revealed.
Oh yeah.
But to get us back on track, we got Ryan Barron in the chat says, "I think it'll be like the DreamWorks Voltron VR game." Thank you, Ryan, for getting me back on track because I definitely wanted to discuss that. I thought the DreamWorks Voltron game was great. Now here's where things get different. I was a huge fucking Voltron fan growing up. Like just like you, we didn't have a lot of money growing up. I had to get one piece of the Voltron action figure for every birthday, Christmas, whatever. It took me like 3 years to get the whole thing, and I've kept it, still sitting on my shelf over there. And that was great. It's 45 minutes. It was like an interactive cartoon. Half the time you're just sitting there and like watching these really well animated, robots and characters like interact around you, and the voice acting was really well done. And then when you actually played the game, it was basically the other 45 minutes or so you actually got to interact with things. There were puzzles to solve, pretty basic puzzles, but at least there was some good move interaction. And then you'd pilot the Blue Lion, I think. And it was very Star Fox-like. It was on rails, but it was Star Fox-like, and it was a lot of fun. Now, if this is priced appropriately, and it's at least as much fun as that is, with a little bit more interactivity than this trailer gives it credit for, then I'm going to be totally on board. But if it's just a standard rail shooter, if a great rail shooter, I'd be down with. If it's just like the standard basic drone striker rail shooter, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't have the highest expectations here, but I'm like I said, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll take it. It's better than nothing. Let me before we move on to the next subject, Brian. It says that it's a experience a new saga. Do you think that it's like a 3-part to this game, or like a couple parts to this game, or do you think that there's like future plans? To me, I'm thinking by saga they mean like, oh, maybe you're on Earth in one part, and then you're on like Cybertron at one part, and I feel like that's maybe the extent of it.
I don't know. I have no idea. This game comes out really soon. Like it's announced for this winter, so we're gonna know really soon. But I don't think so. I think this is a one and done sort of thing. And then if it's super popular, maybe we'll see another one next gen. But it does feel like a very one and done thing. But we'll see. Well, if it's story oriented, it's saying that you play on Earth and on Cybertron, right? You have to say both of them. And so, who knows, man?
Yeah, I mean,
but that could just mean level 1 is on Earth and level 3 is on Cybertron. Done. Roll credits. Right. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just the thing that concerns me more than anything else in this trailer is that a lot of it is just you watching Autobots and Decepticons fight, And it's like, well, I want to be in that fight. Like, I want to be one of those.
Understandable.
Right? I don't want to watch them fight. And I maybe, maybe fans, like real fans of Transformers, will enjoy that
It looks
more
like
than
you
me.
play as like Spike, the human. It looks like you're playing as a human character. So you're kind of, if you were a human running around, there would be giant Transformers fighting around you. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that would be really cool. As long as you are also fighting while there's another battle going on over here, I'm totally down with that. But if it's just like, hey, look, you get to watch this cool battle scene and say, all right, whatever, man, moving on. Real quick, we got tax refund. The Love God and Thy Neighbor Game Cat with a $2 tip says one time for Dave Station R. Oh yeah, man. I saw Dave in the chat, man. I hope you're doing well, dude. And thank you very much, tax refund, for the support.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, man.
Well, Brian, that brings us to so like I said, go in with low expectations. I think some people, maybe if they have kids or something, want to try the VR headset. Kids would freaking love this, like absolutely. So maybe not for everyone, but I have to wait and see. What I do know is that this is an experienced team, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not highest expectations, but I just hope it could be some just dumb fun, even though most of these usually end in disaster. Moving on, Brian.
Yeah, Transformers would have been our main story of the day if we didn't wake up to some amazing news today. And kicking off that amazing news is that Beat Saber got a new song. We'll get to the really amazing news in a second. Did you get to play the new song, the Spooky song?
I did. I was actually trying to upload it while I've been such in a time crunch today. Yeah, man, I played the new Spooky song, and I didn't really care about the music. Like, it was fine, it was whatever, because it's not my genre of music that I usually like. But that background and the mapping is dope as hell. And what's funny is like they were just having fun with this song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what I want Beat Saber to usually be. like I like when they get creative with it, because it's usually very much a technical kind of game. And this one, they got very creative with it, and that's the kind of shit that I love.
Yeah, I don't.
And by that I mean, like, the mapping is good. There's like the spike mines flying at you all the time. So, and then there's like this awesome background.
Yeah, using the spike mines a little bit more creatively is something that they need to be doing more of. Every time they use them creatively, I really sit up and take notice. And then this is a great example. I've never seen more mines in any level of any Beat Saber map than this.
Yeah.
So that was really fun, because sometimes you had a whole wall coming at you, especially at the end. You had to put your saber straight forward to make it through. I was like, that's fucking cool, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the background's fine. It almost feels like somebody Googled Halloween clip art and just like went duk, 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 and shoved it all there. There's like one zombie hand coming up from the grave, and I'm like, man, it would have been so cool to have like a jump scare right in the middle of the song where the zombie just goes, "Kah!" and you're like, oh shit, and like you have to keep playing through it.
They do kind of have one in there. But I know what you mean, like a real jump scare.
Yeah, I do like that in the song itself, that there's these whooshing sounds, like these and it almost correlates with how I'm swinging the blade, the saber, and I was like, is that me? I was like, oh no, that's in the song itself. So they did some pretty cool things with this, and I just but I'm right there with you, man. The music it sounds like a B-side of one of like OST 3 or something. It's like really not impressive at all, not memorable. I mean.
Yeah, but I think they just quickly make this track and just make a thing to it. The level itself is impressive, though. And like I said, I love to see stuff like this, because it's them having fun, getting creative, and so it was good. It's really cool.
2-minute song, certainly not memorable like Fitbeat, but great way to celebrate the Halloween season. Anybody who thinks that Beat Games isn't delivering enough free content for Beat Saber is out of their minds, because they're constantly delivering one-offs like this. OST 3, 4 came out, tons of modifiers, tons of different ways to play the game, the color changing aspect. I mean, they're constantly delivering and updating their game, and everyone's like, when is the sale coming? And I was like, well, stop buying it. Everyone stop buying if you want a sale, because this has been at the top of the charts every single month. There's no reason for them to put it on sale. Luckily, it's worth way more than it was at launch, right? We had 15 songs at launch, and now we've got like 40. It's like, and that not counting any paid DLC. Real quick, we got Dave Station VR with a $2 tip. Tip chainsaw. Let's go. I wonder if that's a new thing. The tip chainsaw.
It is for this week.
It is this week. We also get Nihilist Ryan, the game feline, with the $5 tip, says, here for the chainsaws. Awesome. I'm here for the chainsaws too. But this was really the smallest amount of Beat Saber news for the day. We something much more magical happened today, didn't it, AJ?
Man, it's like as if Gorn actually came out, Brian.
Insanity.
Because Beat Saber multiplayer dropped today, and it works, and it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I didn't get to play a whole lot of it because I didn't have a lot of time, but I jumped in. You get to make your little avatar. You get to customize. They had a beanie character. I got the beanie character. Thank you very much, Beat Saber, for thinking of me when you're making that. And then you can customize your colors, your look, and then I just did quick play. There's 3 different modes. There's a quick play. There's I'm guessing.
You can create your own lobby, and if you create your own
lobby, okay.
It's super simple. So I jumped in, I created a lobby, then I left. There's like a 5-digit code that they give you, and you can throw that 5-digit code. I just threw it on Discord and said, hey, anybody who wants to play, come join. And that way, I was actually playing with some cats today. Shout out, by the way, to Minecraft Tiger, to Rhodey, to some Spooky Game Cat, to Gummy Tarzan. We had a great.
I love
great
the code
time.
system. The code thing is always so great because you just tell everybody,
So
what's
simple.
the code.
Yeah,
and it's
rather
so
than having
easy
to invite
use.
people individually. Oh, it's such a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no voice chat, and I will say that was probably by design. There'd be a lot of trash talking during something like this, and a lot of people are breathing heavy anyway. So it'd be like, dude, mute your fucking mic. I'd be muting people constantly because all I want to do is talk to people between rounds.
Well, we'll be playing. I'm sure we'll be playing a bunch with the cats, and we'll just use our own party chat. I mean, that that feature is on the PlayStation, so it's not really a problem.
Right. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to talk to randoms anyway. So yeah, we can party up and have a good time. Real quick, we have Slyward 251 at GameCat with the 250 quid Tim Rogers Cyberpunk 2077 review tomorrow. #hire AJ.
What up, Slyward?
What up? We also get Josh76 with the $5 tip. Says, missed opportunity to not have Beat Saber's spooky song be Nightmare on Elm Street themed mix. Oh, that would have been good. We got Red Rover, the effing Game Cat, with $10 tip. Says, is the new song Werewolf Bar Mitzvah spooky, scary Dargans? Werewolf Bar Mitzvah. Is that an inside joke that
I like it.
I like
it's good enough for me. You'll never know if you explain a joke, Brian. It kind of ruins the joke.
Well, but I don't okay, fine. It's good enough. The Goonies are good enough. All right, man. So this is cool, man. This is really cool. They made it super simple to get a game started. Every single time I jumped in and played with some random people today, I easily found at least 2 other people to play with, if not a full cast of 5 people total. And having 5 people total is great. I will say right off the Batman, right off the Robin. There was a
off the Batman.
The one issue I've got with this, and it's really basically only one issue, is that if you jump in and somebody requests a song and it's in DLC that you don't own, you have to sit on the sidelines and watch. You don't get to play with them, right? So
loser.
Right? And I was like, and this is something that like I think Synth Riders has already been like, no, don't worry, you don't have to own the song if somebody plays it in multiplayer.
Right.
But it's cool though because it's Mario Kart style, right? As long as you're playing with randoms and you haven't created your own lobby, it does the song selection Mario Kart style. You all put your own in, and then one gets picked randomly. If it's your lobby, then you choose everything. Everyone can put their song suggestion in, and then you choose which one happens though.
Yeah, you can choose there was customization settings. So, you choose the song. You choose a couple different things. I think there was modifiers too, right? Or no?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Modifier?
Yep.
Yeah. But the presentation of the thing, it's not very interactive. Except it is kind of cool. The most interactive it gets is you see people as you're partying up, you see people joining, you see everyone's avatar, and I was like waving to people, and I was doing the dance for them, and I was doing like the little arm thing, and like just trying to show off a little and make them laugh, and I was like trying to be friendly, and then like the presentation of the whole thing, it's not interactive with others, but it's a very nice layout actually. It's better than what I was expecting. I mean, it feels like this huge room, this like huge arena, and it's got like your place, like what place you're in, and it constantly changes. And mine was constantly going. It was like flickering. It was going like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 because I was like, and I knew somebody was I was battling it out with somebody, and it was really cool. And when you're in first place, or whoever's in first place, it shows them as like giant sized in the thing, and you see them playing. So it had some cool presentation elements to it, and then of course at the end it has the the places that you ranked, and everybody's standing on a thing, and I was able to just I did
clap.
the little clapping and
A bow to
and
the
did
person, that kind of shit. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So like it is social. It is a little interactive. It's pretty cool, and yeah. There's only a couple things that I think it's missing that I'll go into in just a second.
Yeah, well, I think Jim Houston asked the right question in the chat. I guess I do have more than one complaint because it is not cross-platform, PS4 and PS5 only, and so you're not going to be able to play with Quest players or PC players right now. It does sound like that's in the works, but I mean, this was also in the works, so and it took fucking forever to get here. So
Not hold my breath. I think this will have
breath.
some legs to it. I think this will actually. I think this is huge. Actually, a really big deal for Beat Saber, and I don't expect. I think it'll be pretty active for a long time. This game is #1 on the sales charts every single month, and there's a huge player base. Even Beat Saber, owned by Oculus, acknowledged that like a lot of people play this game on PSVR. There's a huge player base on there, and yeah, and I think it's a big deal. I think it's a really big deal, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to admit when I'm wrong. I basically said this. I don't care about this. I play Beat Saber single player. I don't care about beating somebody else on the game. Like I barely care about the leaderboards. My challenge is very personal when I play Beat Saber. It's all about saying, hey, I just want to be good enough to beat hard, and then be good enough to beat expert, and then be good enough to beat expert plus. And I'm still that's a journey that I'm still on by myself. I can beat 20 games on expert, or 20 tracks on expert plus, but that means that there's still a whole lot more to beat on expert plus. And so it's always been a very personal journey. And so I didn't think I even cared about this until I have it. And so and now that I get to play it, there was a little while where the only people that were in my room, or I guess it was Rhodey's room, were just me and Rhodey. And for me it was cool just to hang out with Rhodey and be able to hang out and play this game that we both love together. And at the same time, see who's better. Right? It's almost like seeing who's better was the least of my priorities, right? It was like just giving me another new reason to jump into Beat Saber. And honestly, I will say that the random kind of Mario Kart song selection, the way that happens, is so good because I was playing a BTS song today. I think I played through all of those once when that first came out, and I never played them again. And I was playing a BTS song today on Expert, and I was like, this is fucking great, man. I love the mapping, and it was a lot, and I was just having a blast playing it. It really gave me a new respect for the song and for that track pack. And so, because when I'm playing by myself, I'm not going to just select that. I'm going to select songs that I like, music that I like. And now I'm like, oh, you know what? I need to go back and do that. So that it was kind of good to sort of force me into that because someone else selected it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, I really hope that this is just the beginning as well. I think this will have a lot of legs to it. I think this will go a long way. But I do hope that this is just the beginning. They need to actually, I know this game is like pretty much the most popular VR game of all time right now. But I really think they could take a page out of Synthwriter's book and add some kind of special block that comes, and if you slice it perfectly, that you unlock that attack to somebody else, and it speeds and it adds modifiers, or there's different things you can do to have interactions with this, because Beat Saber is such a technical game. You can either have special blocks, or you can have a precision cut or something that can unlock an attack. Like get like 5 perfect hits and then it sends an attack, or gives you the chance to get a block or something that pops up. There's a lot of room for some extra ideas to go into this. So I hope that this is just the beginning, and I hope they figure out ways to make it even more fun and chaotic.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a great jumping off point, but it 100% could be a lot better in terms of the competitive aspect of it and making it feel less like you're just all playing the exact same thing at the exact same time. To actually have something that interacts with the other players on your behalf would be fantastic. But that kind of leads me to Josh76 question over on Discord. He put hashtag viewer takeover in the viewer takeover channel. If you have any viewer takeover questions for us, that's the place to leave them. He writes hashtag viewer takeover. Beat Saber is clearly the king of VR rhythm games, but is it the best rhythm game ever? I think there's 2 parts to this question. Do you agree with the first half of that statement, AJ?
The best VR rhythm game?
He said he called it the king of VR rhythm games, but do you think they're deserving of that title?
Why not? I think they've earned that title for sure in sales, in popularity, in every single way possible. I think they have earned that title. Yes,
100% agree. And the fact they didn't just put out this game and go buy it, because I think it would have just kept selling without even any first party support, right? Without them adding new songs for Halloween, without them adding just random, KDA pop stars, just randomly, just hey, here's another song, Crab Rave, right? It always gave us another reason to jump in, but I think it's so popular that it would have just kept selling without any first party, without any support from that developer themselves. So yeah, I 100% agree. But is it the best rhythm game ever?
No, no, it is not the best rhythm game ever. To me it is, but Guitar Hero.
Wait a minute, you just said to you it is.
To me,
that's what we're asking, right?
Well, sort of. So I think probably Guitar Hero was the best rhythm game ever made. There's probably more. I've never been, honestly, man, I was never like a huge rhythm game guy. I didn't even play a shit ton of Guitar Hero. But what I do know about Guitar Hero was that it had a deep selection of music. And I think that's the one thing that Beat Saber, I feel like, could always improve on, is they have their music, their electronic music, and they don't experiment with other genres at all. I don't know. They try to go heavy, they try to go more rock, and it still ends up sounding kind of the same. So that's something that I think, I guess they've put in Green Day, they put in Linkin Park, which is okay.
That was amazing. I know we wanted more from the Green Day pack, but to have that, Minority and Boulevard.
I don't know if I'm
Dreams,
ready to say it was amazing, but it was pretty big.
And it proved that punk can totally work, or pop punk, whatever you want to call Green Day. It can totally work in a game like this. I thought it was some of the best mapping. It was some of the most fun I've had in Beat Saber, even if I wanted 8 more songs to go along with the 6 we got.
Yeah. Once they really branch out their genres of music, have something for just about everybody, I think is when they'll be able to take over as the best rhythm game in the world. But I think they have a long way. I don't think you can call yourself the best rhythm game in the world and have such a limited genre of music.
Yeah, from a personal standpoint, I will say that, I spent a ton of time playing Dance Dance Revolution back in the day. I spent a ton of time playing the OG Guitar Hero. When I was at parties, we spent a lot of time playing Rock Band. But never, very seldom did I play any of this stuff on my own. Was it something that I just sat in a room and played by myself? And I've put more hours into Beat Saber than I have any of those other games. Nick
the Game Cat House is MTV music generator. Now we're talking.
That PS1.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
I made so much music on that thing. That's the best rhythm game in my opinion. No, I'm just kidding.
Parappa the Rapper definitely is a close contender. But this is for me. I would probably rank this as my personal favorite rhythm game of all time, and I've got a huge history with rhythm games and a lot of obscure ones that people don't even remember. Like remember Guitaru Man? That's
Yes.
right. Oh, you do. Good. Even
Yeah.
better.
Yes, of course.
Jamie out with a $2 tip says Beat Saber fucks Guitar Hero up. That's it, man. Like you know, I thought you were gonna troll or something.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Brian hates Brian hates.
I think
Farpoint,
I think they were really smart in making lightsabers part of this game.
Oh yeah.
I think lightsabers was a really smart idea on their behalf, because you get that Star Wars crowd now, and you get a fun rhythm game, and yeah, it's just a great game, man. I've always recommended this game from day one, and people say, how come Beat Saber never goes on sale? And I'm like, just buy it, man. It's worth $30 the day it launched, and it's only gotten more stuff, and now it has multiplayer. It's like, what else do you want? I mean, I do want, more music, but other than that, I don't, there's little things here and there. There's nothing huge that they need other than just more music.
Yeah, I will say though that this was just a good feeling today. To kind of sum it all up, to kind of like roll out of bed and be like, oh, is there any PlayStation VR news today? Very frequently, it's like, oh, another slow day, man. You know, and knowing this was going to be a great week, I was like, well, let's keep on top of shit. And then seeing this happen just totally out of the blue, after them saying over and over and over again that like it was just it's coming, and then going like for a year on
1 year later,
going radio silent for a year. It was just I just It just was like, well, when is it going to happen? Give us some kind of indication. And to have a PlayStation blog announcement and a new trailer and it actually happening all on the same day with the Spooky update was just like, man, it was just a good feeling. Frequently it hurts to be a PSVR gamer. You're like, man, why are we getting shit on all the time, man? We still got the best headset out there with the best games, and I can't wait to hear what the chat thinks about that statement. And I see you, Wolfaraza. I know you're out there. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, dude. But it's like, why are we getting shit on so much? And obviously it's because Facebook owns Beat Games, and it was just one of those things where I think it was Justin Cantu username.
Well, there's a lot of red tape you got to go through with Sony
and Facebook, man. It's like those are two of the biggest corporations in the world, and to have this happen through both of those corporations, a lot of red tape. But at the same time, I do think Justin Cantu usernames on Discord today said it best. Like, it just sounds like they were quietly making it an exclusive for a year. Like just it was like, well, let's just have the upper hand for a while and say, hey, look what we got over here.
Right. That, or they wanted that, or they tried to do crossplay and then just ended up having to ditch the crossplay and just make it
potentially,
PlayStation exclusive. But these, I've talked to these devs. They are actually, like, Yaroslav Beck he's actually an incredible guy. He's really, really nice guy. These are really awesome developers. So they have my support. They are great people too. On top of it all,
Miles Dyer with the 2 quid says Abandon is the best rhythm game of all time. Abandon is the best game of all time. I'm just gonna fucking flatline everybody. Looper the Game Cat with the €2 says Rocksmith is my personal champion. Holy crap! Did Rocksmith teach you how to play guitar? Because I thought that was the point of that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. Like I said, I was more interested in the Japanese style rhythm games than I was like any other rhythm game, because those just look crazy and fun to me. They look like the gameplay was just crazy and fun. I mean, I did play some of those old school ones, but yeah, man, great news today, guys. Great news today, and great week ahead as we close out spooky season.
Oh my god. I don't even want to talk about the closing out spooky season. I feel like it's just getting ramped up. I'm going to be celebrating spooky season for like another 3 months.
Okay, well, spooky season is definitely going to be lasting longer than October. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, man. Well, it's time to wrap up the show with our favorite segment, and that is PSVR 20 questions. This time, AJ is the host. He's of course, got a PlayStation VR game in mind. Me and the rest of you cats out there have 20 yes or no questions to figure out what game he's thinking of. We also only have 6 minutes to put up on the clock. AJ, do you have your game ready?
I do have my game ready.
Well, I'm very happy that you do, because Tornado here is asleep on my pen. Give me that. She's like sitting right next to me and keeping me from being able to take notes. In the meantime, we got Scott Jessico, PSN Harry Fella, PSVR Game Cap 4 Life with the 5.5 quid. Says 1 tip missed on Friday. 1 tip said today. 1 tip missed today. Another tip coming. Let's see if Brian misses this tip. # Brian needs more coffee to catch tips. Like, what? Did I don't think I missed a tip Friday, right? I just said it during the I said it during the Cue the Cat segment. So,
yeah.
so
Yeah, it was
you got to
very
go back, man. And
Why are you picking on Wolveraza? What did Wolveraza do? He's like, I still love all VR, man. I promise.
I'm just
I
giving
gotta play a bit of Astrobot this week. Amazing game for sure. What did you do to this poor guy?
I know. I'm just giving him a hard time, man. We love this guy. I love Wolveraza because he's one of those he's one of those VR agnostic people where it's like you see him here over on PSVR specific channel, and then you go over to Virtual Strangers, he's there. I just see him everywhere. And I love that, man. I love going to other channels and just seeing everybody that I'm familiar with. Makes me feel like this family is just spread large and wide, across the internets. All right, man. Sorry, dude. I make fun of everybody. I just chose Wolferaza. You said something during Resident Evil stream that I was like, oh, but yeah, that's why I picked on you. Whatever happened during that. All right, man. I've got this all ready to go. You ready to go? You ready to go? We're ready to go.
Ready to go.
Clock's up on the screen there. It is 6 minutes. Let's do this. Let's have aim support.
Does not have aim support.
Well, I'm fucking lost, man. I give up.
Okay. Easy peasy.
God, what is it? Do you pilot or drive vehicles of any kind in this game?
No. I had to think about it.
I want my 7 seconds back.
Slow motion.
Okay, so no vehicles.
Sorry, I didn't have to do that into the microphone. Sorry, guys.
No, somebody wake AJ up. Is the primary thing you're doing in this game shooting?
No.
Okay. Is it a puzzle game? Asked Ian Stanbridge.
It has a lot of puzzles in it. It's not necessarily a puzzle game, but it has a lot of puzzles in it.
Okay, that's good. Let's see. Justin Cassidy, I'm going to take your question. Does it have multiplayer?
Does not have multiplayer.
No multiplayer. Damn it, Justin Cassidy, you're blacklisted until next week. It's 5 questions. All right. I'll go with Nihilus Ryan. Is it horror?
It's not a horror game, but it can be kind of scary sometimes.
Okay. Is it first person?
It is first person.
All right, Nick, that rules out Demio. That was sort of the question I was asking to rule that out. Let's see.
Question number 8.
All you are is history. I'm going with your question. Is it based on an IP/franchise?
No, it is not.
Okay. Okay, I'm going with that. I'm going with all cat questions. This is great. Braxbro, does it have full locomotion?
It does have full locomotion.
All right, guys. So here's what we know about this so far. There's a bunch of puzzles. It's got full locomotion. The primary thing you're doing in this is not shooting. There's likely no vehicles, no aim support. It is in first person, not based on any IP. Is this set out? Oh, perfect. Ian Stanbridge again. I was going to ask this. Is it set out in space?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely set out in space.
Yeah, I'm going down the red matter path for sure.
It's definitely not on Earth.
Okay. Let's see. Let's rule out red matter by asking a question. Is the location derivative of a Russian space station?
No.
Okay, so that rules out red matter. Okay. But that was definitely where I was headed with that, guys. I think we're all in the same boat. Let's see. I like where Buju's at here. Primary thing you're doing. Let's see. Could this be No Man's Sky? No, because it doesn't have multiplayer. So we can't go down that route. Oh, Jupitergrad's an interesting one. Endeavor 1. Could it be Jupitergrad? Does this require the move controllers?
I think it does. Yes, I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, yeah.
Okay, Nick the Game Cat, how it can't be detached because that actually only uses the DualShock 4. So I mean, yeah, Jupitergrad also falls into the same Russian space station type
thing.
So
oddly enough,
yeah, somehow we swore that one off at the same time. That was pretty good. I thought that question was only going to rule out one game. We got lucky with that. Let's see. Did this come out in the first 2 years of the PlayStation VR lifespan?
Oh God, I think so. Hold on.
All right.
I'm gonna say yes. First 2 years.
Okay. Sci-Fi Henry, if you throw cubes to yourself, that is 100% a puzzle game. That question would have been answered differently. Let's see.
Question number 13.
Yeah, we only got less than a minute and a half left. Okay. Use the move controllers, full locomotion. It's got puzzles. It's not based on a popular IP. Has the developer made other PSVR games?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no.
Come on. Think. Is this a narrative-driven game? Heavy narrative.
It is heavily story-driven. Yes.
Okay. Does it have survival elements?
It does have survival elements.
Is it no longer listed on the PlayStation Store?
It is no longer listed on the PlayStation Store.
Is it the Solus Project?
It is the Solus
Yes!
Project.
Yes.
Thank you for getting that and giving that game some love.
My God. You know, I actually thought
I love this.
I thought of the Solus Project early on in this, and then like
That was close, man.
Yeah, very close. Some questions at the very end brought me right back to it. Yeah, you're right. Because as soon as you said it's not, there's elements of horror. There's like scary moments, but it's not a horror game. That was immediately like I was like, oh, it's probably the Solus Project, and then for some reason, boom, I forgot about it. So
I guess you got it on 17. Good job.
with
man.
like 15 seconds to spare too. So I was really happy about that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was getting ready to get the cats yelling at me for picking that because it was delisted. But I think you said last week or some week I got the idea from that because you were like no, it just had to have been on the store at some point, the North American store.
That's
and
fair.
so I was like, all right, well then I'll go with the Solus Project. Yeah, man, good job, guys. GG.
Good job.
What a great game.
Yeah,
dude.
thanks for all the great questions, you guys. It really, at a certain point, it's really weird. Sometimes you just like run out of questions to even ask when you don't have a specific game in mind. It's tough to be here in the hot seat sometimes. We'll have to get some of the cats into the hot seat, man, because I think the game's way easier when you're watching. I know when I watch this on GameScoop, I'm always like, I know the answer. Like at question 3, like what's wrong with you guys? Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. I want to thank a ton of people. Obviously, Sci-Fi Game Cat, Henry, Miles, Dyer, Jay Meow, a ton of great people out there. All the mods who make my life infinitely easier, not just here, but over on Discord. Make sure you join our Discord. That's where all these conversations happen 24/7. That's where we squad up. That's where we play Beat Saber multiplayer. That's where a lot of cool things happen. So make sure you join us over there. The link for that is in the description below. Make sure you hook us up on patreon.com/withoutparole for $1 or more every month, especially to get AJ hired before PSVR 2 comes out. I'm telling you, we got to make that thing happen soon.
Yeah, right.
Right. And of course, thank you to everybody out there who donated during the show tonight. Thank you to everybody who participated in the chat, participated in 20 questions, and of course, everybody out there who sat back, watched the show, didn't say a goddamn word. We love you just as much. AJ, thank you for being here with me. Guys, if you don't already subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground, make sure you do, because he's got lots of content over there. I didn't stream Beat Saber today. I'm sure that you've got some Beat Saber content planned, right?
I'll be posting the Spooky song very soon.
Nice. Well, in that case, I think we should cue the cat.
Cue the cat, Brian, because I want to say see you Wednesday to Ben Dawson. I know it is such a shame I can't get Solus. You can't get Solus Project anymore. However, we'll see what happens. Maybe we could. I don't know. Actually, Time Machine VR was delisted as well. However, you can still get it from the PS4. So I will follow up with you guys on that one. Nice. The Funk Bomb Bro, the Game Cat. Live long and prosper to yourself as well. Guys, on Facebook to you. K27 AJ has Dread Hall's only channel. No, but I've got something very special that I think you guys are going to like, and it's going to be the death of me very, very soon. Nihilus Ryan, the Gabe Feline, says AJ only does games that he likes. Is that true? That could be true. Yeah. Especially because I like to give love to games that, like the Solus Project.
I didn't want to tell you that because that was sort of one of your tells that you didn't even know you had.
Well, Endeavor 1 says last second headshot. Damn right, that was a last second save there. And he also says, happy cuffing season, all. Happy cuffing
Oh, yeah.
season to
Happy
you.
cuffing season. That's awesome.
Gabriel Devlo for the License Me Out Game Cat. Everyone's been wishing me lots of well wishes because the Braves are going to the World Series, baby. Woo! That is awesome. That is super cool. They haven't been there in like 20 years, and Atlanta's cursed. So they're going to lose. Nick the Game Cat How? Never be Mervils then. Yes, it will never be Mervils, unfortunately. Neon Groove, Mick Coles, Brax Bro. AJ likes Apocalypse VR then. Oh, yeah, no, I said Apocalypse Writer, so that's not true. Yeah. But I do tend, it is one of my usual tendencies. Alberto, Mapom, the Game, Gato, saludos to you, my friend. J Meow, have a great night, my friend. Who else we got here? The Funk Braun Bro, keep it funky, homie. Keep it funky, fresh. Oh, yeah, slap that bass good. Slap that bass, funky. Wow. Zack Attack, X Pacer X, Jazzy J, the Terra Mage Game Cat, Scott Jessica, Pews and Hairfell, PSVR Game Cat for life. Thank you so much, man. Congrats to your Liverpool getting 5-zip. Mark Pringles Leaf, Bob Zarkoff, the Underground Dave. Oh shit, it's Bob Zarkoff, the Underground Game Cat. Oh, elite, still the elitist of the elite name squad in the house. Johnny So Poltergeist, aka the Boo Flat Goose Cat. Boo! I finally got it down. It only took me a month. Deathly, the Subterranean Death Cat. Amazing. Death Cat adjacent name. Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry, thank you so much. Shout out to my Jeremy the NES rookie. Everybody needs one of those in their life. SB, good to see you back, my friend. You were gone for a while, but I'm glad to see you back and in full posture with the conversations. Oh, Justin Cassidy.
That sure was a sneaky way of saying causing arguments.
And of course, Boo Jew, the Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad in the house. But how could I forget about you, Shades of Gray Matter? I know, and Josh76, and Boozy, and Wolveraza. I'll tell Brian. I'll make sure Brian stops picking on you, Wolveraza.
Oh no, he likes it.
You'll be all right.
He likes it. He might say that he doesn't like it, but he likes it. I can tell.
What's good, Marcus? All my peeps. Love you guys.
Hell yeah.
See you guys Wednesday.
Happy cuffing season, everybody.